do this. Hey everybody, it's Misty with Second Chance Miracles Ministry. The Lord had gave me this dream months ago, and for a little while I've been waiting on Him to reveal the rest of what it meant, because I didn't know at first, and it just kind of stumped me bad. And so now I've got a little bit of prop stuff together so I can show you all a little bit clearer. But He had wanted me, for days He's been putting it on me to do this. So finally, I'm doing it today. Thank God. So let me go ahead and get into the dream a little bit. It's about purging and being pure and holy before the Lord. So I've got a piece of paper here, and it wasn't paper in my dream. It was like a really thick, solid white material. It was really thick and really pure, solid white. It was just a square. It's probably bigger than this in the dream. And it was a very quick, short dream. So I dreamed that I saw this big, huge white cloth. And then I dreamed that there was a butcher knife, and I've already got this pre-cut because there's no way. But I dreamed that I saw a big butcher knife, and it come and it sliced through. And it made it like this, to where it was still together as one, but it was cut in two. But it was still whole, and it was still perfect. Like it looked, you know how if you were to cut material, even with scissors or a knife, whatever you were to cut it with, it would have the little strings and frillies where it's coming apart. There's no way that a big knife could just slice into it, but it sliced just like butter. But it was still whole. It literally, you could see the cut in it, but it literally looked like it had just been made that way. Like it was literally made just like that with the cut. And I asked the Lord for a while. I'm like, Lord, what does that mean? And I've asked other people and stuff, and nobody really knew. And the other day, after I went through a lot of things, the Lord brought it back to me, and He let me know what it means. The cloth represents like ourselves, our souls, our righteous clothing from the Lord that He is dressing His children in. And it's pure and holy, spotless, without blemish, whiter than snow. And the knife represents, when it cut the material, like when we're being purged, it might cut us in two, but we're still going to be whole. We're still going to be spotless, without blemish. It's not going to harm us. It did not harm the material at all. Not even just a tiny little bit. It didn't bother it at all. And as we're being purged, and we're praying, and we're seeking God, and we're holding on to Him, even though we're being purged, that's Him cleaning us up. And it's so we can go to the next level. He wants to level us up. So I didn't even see the hand on the knife. There was no hand. It was God doing it. God was the one that slit the cloth with the knife. And it literally, it went through just like butter. It was the cleanest cut ever. You don't do that. You know, I couldn't do it myself. That's why I ended up with paper and having it cut and ready to show you all. But it went through like butter, and I was like, wow. Because it didn't have not one little blemish. It looked like it had always been that way. If I hadn't have seen it get cut, I wouldn't have never known that it was not made that way. So as he's purging us, we are being cut in two almost, but we're still whole. And it's not going to damage us. It's perfecting our ways in him. It's needful. So as you're being purged, it hurts. You feel it. You may think you're going insane even at times if you're going through something, your mind's rolling. But the more you seek him and stay in him and keep walking, continue walking with him and holding fast, you're not going to be harmed from it. It's not going to hurt you. People's not going to see that you're ripped in two and know that there's a blemish there. Because there's not going to be a blemish. Because when God does something, he does it just right. So the purging that he is doing to us, it may tear us in two. It might cut us right in two. But we're still going to be whole. We're still going to be in his will. And it's perfecting our ways that we can level up. And it's needful, because if we're not purged, if we're not cut in two, so to speak, in this manner, then the old things can't be made new. If that makes sense. He's doing a new thing. And we have on new garments. He's clothing his children with righteousness. And as he's clothing us in his righteousness, we're having to be purged. We might, he's cutting us. He's making us perfect. And like the two parts, see how it's whole at the top still, but there's still two? That's just like a level up, I think. It's more stuff that he's adding on to us. We don't know what he's doing all the time until after the fact that he's done even. Like some of the stuff that I've been purged on, like from my past things, it bothered me really bad at the time, and it hurt. Like one of the things, well, a few of the things, but one of the things, my mind was rolling and I was kind of having to relive, and it freaked me out. But then after the Lord got done, I was able to move forward, and now I can think on it and it doesn't bother me so much no more. And he said that'll never happen again. So thank God that it'll never happen again. But here I've had to relive that, and he fixed my broken on that part. And it was literally like PTSD. Like it would roll in my mind. And it was awful, but it was needful. Now I can move forward. After he got me through that, he leveled me up. It was needful. And it didn't hurt. I mean, it hurt at the time, but it didn't hurt what he had done. I was still in his will. I was still leveling up, and it split me in two, but I'm okay. And now I'm better than I was. So we need to go through this purging. even though that it hurts so bad. Like if you've been through abuse, if you've been abused really bad, then that might be something that rolls in your mind and you have to relive that. That was one of my things. But I've had to be purged of a lot of things. But that was one of my things. And so if you're having to relive things that's happened in your life that was horrible, if somebody's about killed you, or if somebody's beat you, or people said bad things, or just anything like that, if it keeps rolling in your mind, just seek the Lord and pray. Because there's something in that you're going to level up from. You're going to get past that, and you'll be able to help other people that's been through that, and maybe they haven't got the strength to get through that. But you might have words for them to help them through your experience, because experience knows the difference. And when the Lord comes by to purge you of these things, it's so you can help other people. That's part of your level up. So you can help people that's been in similar situations or that will be, and bring them closer to the Lord. You got through this. You lived through it. Now you've had to be purged, or you're being purged through it. But it's working for not only for your good, but for the good of other people and for the kingdom's sake. All things, good and bad, work for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. So, purging it hurts, but it's a good thing. Because if we're not purged here on earth, we're going to be purged for all eternity in hell, and we don't want that. Because the fire is not quenched and the worm dieth not. This is a spiritual fire that's cleansing us. We're being tried by fire and cleansed. So it's got to come up. And I know I've talked about purging here and there on some of the other videos that I've done that the Lord's had me do and stuff, but this one here was different, and I didn't realize what He meant when I first saw the dream, but now that I understand it, we're a peculiar people. We are people that are made after Him. He wants us to be like Him. We're set aside, set apart for His purpose. So we have to be cleansed and made pure and holy. So when we're saved, when we accept Jesus and we're saved and we seek and we pray and we continue on in His way, He clothes us in righteousness, in His clothing. He puts on our full armor of God. And He's the one that makes us pure and holy and righteous. Because there's none good but God, and Jesus said that. But we have to strive daily in Him. We need to pray without ceasing. We need to seek Him daily. And we need to pray and ask Him to search our hearts. Because He knows our hearts, minds, and souls. And He knows what man don't know. So we are not here to please man or to get man's approval. They hated Jesus too. That's not what He was here for either. He was here for the saving of our souls. So we can be reconciled to the Father through Him. He's the way, the truth, and the life. And no man can get to the Father except for through Jesus Christ. He shed His precious blood for us. And that is what makes us pure and holy and whiter than snow. If we continue in Him. It's not just something that you say, oh, I accept the Lord, and then you go out and continue to sin or whatever you do. You don't continue in wickedness. That's not how you get cleansed. Those that believe and trust in Him, those are the ones that He's making pure and holy. White, spotless, without blemish. It's our clothes that our soul is wearing. When we have fruit of the Spirit, when we get saved, we get fruit of the Spirit that grows. And they all grow together. All the fruit of the Spirit grows together. And it's something that has to grow and manifest in our lives. And we have to pray and seek for that also. The closer we get to Daddy God and Jesus and our Holy Spirit, the more intimate our relationship with Him, the more fruit that will manifest in our life. And the more that we're purged into His righteousness, even though it's cutting us in two, even though it hurts, if we're still holding on to Him, and we don't look to the left or to the right, we just continue to walk in Him and seek out our purpose that He has for us and do what He says, and we're willing and obedient, He's not going to suffer the foot of His righteous to be moved. So don't worry about what man says. Look to God. Don't fear man who can kill the body, but fear He who after He kills the body can cast your soul into hell. Because the fear of the Lord is righteousness. It's wisdom. That's the first steps into wisdom. The wisdom and knowledge in this world is foolishness, but the wisdom and knowledge of God, wow, it's it's more precious than rubies. So we need to just continue to seek Him out. Pray for Him to purge you and cleanse you. He is fixing our broken. The way we've been raised, if something's happened to you in childhood, there's some of you all out there that the devil has fought since before you were born, trying to snuff out your life because of your purpose and your calling, because the devil knows your calling. But right now, the Lord, and I'm talking about God, I'm talking about not the God of this world, but the one who created it. If you're serving the creator of the whole world, the one true God, the author and the finisher, then this is for you. This video's for you. If you're serving the God who created the world, but if you're serving the God that's in this world, then this video's not for you. If you have a religious spirit, it's not for you. He is cleansing His children. He's doing a new thing, and He wants to give you life and life more abundantly in Him. In John 10:10, it says that the enemy comes forth but to steal, kill, and destroy, but that Jesus has come to give you life and life more abundantly. As we're being purged and we're leveling up, He's given us a new outlook. He's renewing our minds. He's cleansing us, our souls and our hearts. He's fixing our broken. And He wants you to have joy and peace within. And it's a joy and peace that this world cannot give you. Only He can. If you need healing, He can do that. He's the great physician. If you can't find peace, if you don't have any joy, if you got depression, He can deliver you from this. If you're an addict, He can deliver you. Whatever you're going through in life, He's the great I am. Anything you need, He says, I am. So as you're going through these purges, He is all you need. He is I am. He's the one that is purging you, cutting you in two. But He's not going to suffer your foot to be moved. It's not going to hinder your walk with Him. It's not going to hinder your calling. It's going to make it better. It's going to level you up. It's going to help you to flourish. This is a new season that we're fixing to go into and that we're going into. I don't know if you all can sense the shift change. But it's here. Anything that you need, ask. Ask for His will to be done. Pray, His kingdom come, His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Because when He speaks it, it's already done. We just have to manifest it here on the earth. And He's giving out the mantles for His people, the gifts. The kingdom promises are coming to pass. His word does not come back void to Him. It don't. He never fails us. Have faith and keep holding fast to what He's told you, what He said, to His word. Sorry, you all. Just let Him purge you, and seek and pray and fast. Fasting will help with your purge. If you want to fast just a few hours, if you want to fast one meal, if you want to fast a whole day, if you just don't want to eat but you want to drink, that's still fasting. If you want to push back certain things in your diet, if you want to not eat meat for a little while for Him, just whatever fast that you feel led to do, give Him that time. Read His holy word. Get your daily bread. Pray. Listen to music that honors Him and praises Him and lift His name up on high. Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. It's our job to lift Him up. If we don't, the rocks would cry out. Don't let a rock take your place. He's worthy of all praise. All the glory and honor belong to Him. So I didn't want to take too long on this video. But I needed to bring this and be obedient because He's been putting it on me for days. And I've just now got the stuff together. I couldn't find scissors. But I wanted to bring that to you all. I hope this helps and blesses you all. Pray for me and mine. If you all have prayer requests, you can put them in the comments. I love you all. And even more than that, God and Jesus love you all. So just hold fast and keep seeking. Keep holding on. This purging is necessary. There's even worse things coming than what this little COVID was. And it was horrible. But there's worse coming. And we need to be prepared. And we need to be seeking Him with our whole hearts, minds, and souls. And surrendering all. The kingdom of God is at hand. We need to be ready. Until next video, or next time I see you all, stay humble and stay blessed. Let me see. There we go.